Salutations BookTube, my name is Mary and today we're going to be doing the How Well Do I Know My Books challenge. Next time we'll do a How Well Do I Know My Challenges challenge and I'll fail it. So we're doing the How Well Do I Know My Books challenge because I finally have all my books set up on these beautiful bookshelves and I figure that's a decent way to introduce you to all of them and also show how little I actually know my books because I suck. And so there are a couple things just to kind of note about this. I'm doing a total of 24 shelves. I have more shelves than that, but I'm only doing the 24 that are like behind me. I have some books in other places in the house that I'm just not going to touch. These books are completely not organized. I don't have time to do that until my semester is over in November. I don't actually have time to be doing this video right now, but I'm procrastinating. So there's that. There's like one shelf on the bottom down on this brown shelf, I don't know if you can see it, that has a bunch of like world readers and like British literature like textbook things, so I'm not doing that shelf at all because I feel like that is boring and also stupid. So kind of that's the situation that we're in. My window's open, so if you hear anybody outside, sorry. My dishwasher is going, so if you hear the dishwasher, sorry. I can't control these things. I'm literally filming this on my cell phone, so yeah. Oh, and because I don't really know anyone and I don't really have anyone to ask for these things, because here I am being new and have only done a couple videos, all of which have been like, okay. And also not committed to my social media at all because who has time for those things when you're working a full-time job and also going to school full-time and then also trying to like breathe. So because I didn't have anybody to ask for coordinates, I went ahead and did a random number generator. I wrote all the questions ahead of time, did the coordinates ahead of time. I haven't looked at the books yet, like I literally just did it on my couch like 2 minutes ago. I came up with some extra coordinates in case some of these books don't work out. So basically the premise of this challenge is there are 28 questions. There are cicadas outside too, I'm so sorry. But so there are 28 questions and basically each question you have a coordinate. The first number is the shelf and the second number is the book. So 24 shelves, I estimated like 24 books. If there's less than 24, I'll just double back. It's not a big deal. So then basically you use that coordinate to find that book on that shelf and then you try and answer that question, and every question that you get right you get a point, I guess. I haven't decided if I'm actually going to count points. I might not get any points, so that's kind of like where we're at right now. But let's get started. So the first question is, without looking, what is this book about? And my first coordinate is 1517. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So, without looking, what is this book about? This book is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. It is about some little women. It's about these 4 sisters, Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy. It's all told from the perspective of Jo, and it's basically them like living their lives. At some point, someone dies. It's winter. They've got a mom. There's a guy named Lori. There's like love, and then there's like finding yourself and being true to yourself and being a family. And it's a pretty good classic book. I mean, it's a pretty hefty book too, but yeah, I mean, it's Little Women, and I'm totally giving myself that point. The next question is, without looking, what is the genre of this book? And my coordinate is 222. So 2, 1, 2, 3. So this is My Next Bad Decision by Nate Graziano. This is a book of poetry. I bought it for a poetry course. I know it says poems somewhere on this cover, but I swear I didn't look at it. I just had to read it for a class once. Alrighty, so we are on a roll, 2 for 2. It's all downhill from here. The next question is, without looking, what is on the cover? And the coordinate is, sorry, it's on my computer on the bed and it's like low down. The coordinate is 19, 13. So 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so this book is Song of the Sparrow. I don't remember her first name, but basically the cover is white. It's got the back of a girl's head. She's got this really pretty, like, dirty blonde, sort of strawberry-ish hair that's curly. She's kind of looking over her shoulder, but you can't see her face, and she has, like, an ivy crown on, and the words, I think, are gold. Yeah. Lisa Ann Sandell, Song of the Sparrow. There she is. I love her hair. I have had this book for a really long time. There was like a span of 2 years where it was just in the trunk of my car the whole time, and I can't tell you why, because I don't know why, but it's a good book. I had a fun time with it. I've read it like 5 times. So we are now 3 for 3, and I am terrified. So the next question is, without looking, what is the main character's name? And the coordinate is 14, 12. So 5, 10, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is Taken Care by Joy Williams. Pretty sure it's some short stories, and I don't know any of the characters' names, so we're just gonna guess that one of them is named Janet. And now I have to search through this book to see if that's legit. Yeah, so there's not a Janet in this book, so I failed that one. I told you I'd fail that one. Now, even more difficult, without looking, name a side character. My coordinate is 3, 9. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, and I'm not counting these books that I have on top of it. I mean, this is a journal, but I'm not counting the books that are facing out. The Shadow Prince by Terrence Morgan. I know I read this once, which is like astonishing because if I actually went through all of the books that were on my shelf and like compared what I read and haven't read, I've probably read less than half, because I suck. I don't even remember the main characters' names, so I'm just gonna say someone is named something weird, like Titus. Yeah, okay, the first name is Perkin Warbeck. Pearson Warbeck. Perkin Warbeck. God, I remember that. I'm having like really bad flashbacks now. Yeah, there's nobody named Titus in this book. So I've gotten 3 correct and now 2 in a row that I failed. The next question is, without looking, guess the page count. And if you get within 25 pages on either side, then you get the point. And my coordinate is 13, 24. So 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Cool. Here's a book I definitely haven't read. Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross. Oh, it's deckled. Oh, and I know that this is signed too. Yeah, see, there's the tip in. I'm gonna say this isn't 500 pages because right now I'm reading, well, I know that Sarah J. Maas's books are like heftier than they look. But right now I'm reading the paperback of Heir, and that is 562 pages, and this is not quite that. So I'm going to say it's in the 400 range. I'm going to say 436. It's 439. I'm so good. That's all I needed. And I completely forgot. So I got this as an uppercase box, and there's like a whole sticker in here. Number 7 is, without looking, what rating did you give this book? And it's shelf number 13, book number 10. Now, I don't really use Goodreads. So if I've read it and I know how I feel about it, I'm giving myself the point. If I haven't read it or I don't know how I feel about it, I lose. So if you don't like that, just yell at me in the comments, it's fine. But that's how we're doing it. Okay, 13, 10. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh. Yeah, see, there's no way that I would have rated this book when I first read it, because I read it when I was a literal child who didn't have internet access. But this is Meet Josefina. It's the first book in the Josefina part of the American Girls collection. And if I like had to tell you how I feel about this book and like put a number on it, it'd probably end up being a 5-star. And I don't know if that means that this book is any sort of actual quality, but I feel like the American Girls books are actually really phenomenal, really important books, especially for young girls. And I read this and I had a good time. It's not my favorite. Addie is my favorite, but I really liked Josefina. So, giving myself the point. Okay, so number 8, without looking, where does this book take place? And it is shelf number 11, book number 24. So 5, 10, 11. Oh, good. The mass market paperback shelves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, now here's the thing. A Feast for Crows by George R.R. Martin. So I have all the Game of Thrones books, and I haven't read any of them. And I've watched part of the show. But I could not, for the life of me, come up with the name of this world. So I'm not even gonna try. I know there's like the Wall, and I know there's like Jason Momoa. And I know there's like is it called like the Heir, where they like drop the people through the hole? That's like the part that I'm at in the show, is like they throw the kid's mom down the hole. So yeah, I suck, which we all knew. The North, the Barrowlands. Oh yeah, there's the Eyrie. It's on the map. The Wall. So it's just called The Wall. Good. Barrowlands, the Neck, Grey Watch Tower. Yeah, like these sound vaguely familiar. King's Landing, that sounds familiar. See, I just don't factually know like the real locations in which these take place. So can I like I'm gonna give myself like a 1/4 of a point, because I knew the Wall and the Eyrie, but like I suck and I know that that wasn't like the full answer, but like I did have at least a sense of where this takes place. I wasn't just like guessing randomly, like I was making informed guesses. So I'm gonna give myself a 1/4 of a point. So that was rough. And this one's gonna be even rougher. Without looking, what are the parents' names? And it is shelf 5, book 20. So 5. Oh God. So I'm gonna win this one. And I probably shouldn't have put that shelf in the rotation, but I did, and it's over now. And I don't think that there's another coordinate that's on that shelf. Let me check. There's one more coordinate that's on that shelf, but it doesn't really matter. But so the book is Barney and Me on Safari. But yeah, so that's me. I'm the main character that's not Barney. So my parents' names are Caroline and Mike. So I'm giving myself the point. So it's gonna be like the end of my, I was gonna say like the end of my booktube career, but like, what career? Okay, now the next one is, without looking, what color is the hardback under the dust jacket? And right now the coordinate is shelf 3, book number 24. So I'm gonna count. There's one hardcover on that shelf. So if I don't get it, I'm gonna pick a new coordinate. Because again, no organization. Okay, yeah, I didn't get the hardcover, so we're picking a new coordinate. And the new coordinate is 1917. So 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh golly. Again, not a hardcover. Okay. Third time's the charm. 24. So just to make this work, so I didn't pick a new one. So I have some books on like those shelves that are laying horizontally, so I counted from the bottom up. The reason that I counted for the bottom up was because it was 20 and then the fourth book. If I had counted from the top down, it would have landed on a paperback. So that's the new rule. But so the book is Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer. And was it just the color of the hardback? Yeah, it was just the color of the hardback. So it's black. Yeah, I mean, it's just plain black. Good old Twilight. Gotta give them that vampire vibe. Alrighty, so the next question is, without looking, is there anything on the hardback? So we might run into the same problem again, but that one is 16, 8. 5, 10, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. New coordinate. 24, 16. Okay, 24 is all the way over there. 5, 10, 15, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty. So 2416 was a hardcover, and the hardcover that it was the Korean edition of Mockingjay. So I'm just gonna say that there is a Mockingjay on the cover, because on the American hardcovers there's a bird on each of the covers. So we're just gonna hope for the best. Oh. Aha! There's a Mockingjay on the cover. Oh, and so I am slowly but surely learning Korean, which is why I got this book. So, alright, so we're doing okay. The next question is, without looking, what color is the font on the hardback? And the coordinate's 212, so we'll see. So the book is Dark Shores by Danielle Jensen, which I haven't read, which I got in an uppercase, which is also fine, which has some cards in it. Oh, it has some cards. They say believe in your shelf. I believe in my shelf, and also myself. So what color is the font on the hardback? So it could be silver, could also be gold. Betcha it's metallic. So I'm just gonna say gold, since that's like the title color. So we'll see. And it is gold. Context clues. Number 13. We're halfway, no, we're not halfway through yet. We're close to halfway through. Without looking, do the chapters have titles or are they numbered? And the coordinate is 923. So 5, 9. The book was Riverdale, Untold Comic Tales from the hit TV series on CW, Volume 2, which I got in an Archie Comics sale because I love Archie Comics. So since these are comics, I'm gonna say that if they have chapters or any like sections or individual stories, they're going to be titled. We need to talk about Kevin, starring Kevin Keller. Ah, yes, Mantle the Magnificent, starring Reggie Mantle. Chocolate Shop of Horrors. Amazing. Yeah, so I'm gonna say that I got that one because they're titled. Number 14, we are halfway through. Without looking, is there an award on the cover? And the coordinate is 1810, so 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. So this is Home Fires Burning by someone, I believe, whose name is Robert Inman. He's a huge photo on the back, but I'm pretty sure, I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm pretty sure there are no awards on this cover because I'm pretty sure nobody has read this book. Yeah! So the reason that I have this book is actually because it is signed by Bob Inman, dated January of 1987 to my grandma who died before I was born. So that's this book, not an award winner. But yeah, good old Bob Inman. But 15 is, without looking, are there author blurbs on the cover, and the coordinate is 223. Why is it always 2? So this book is All the Birds Singing by Evie Wyld, which I read for a class, and I swear I'm not looking at it. Look, I'm looking away from it. All the Birds Singing by Evie Wyld. Read it for fiction workshop class my sophomore year of college. I feel like I remember something on the cover, and I don't know if it was an author blurb. Oh god. And I also listened to the audiobook of this as well, so I have even less memory of reading the physical book. I just mostly got the physical book so that way I could like bring it to class to talk about it. I'm gonna say no. There's no author blurbs on the cover, and it's something else, like maybe USA Weekly if there's anything. The Boston Globe, but again, not an author blurb. Ha! New York Times Book Review, Vogue, and Washington Post are on the back, but no author blurbs. So I'm giving myself the point. Number 16, yep, that's where we are now. Without looking, is there a description on the back? And the coordinate is 17, 5. So 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the paperback of, I don't know if you can see me, paperback of City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Again, I am not looking at it, but as it is the paperback, I'm going to say that there is a description on the back because paperbacks do that, and I don't really, like, I've seen some paperbacks before that don't have a description on it at all. You just kind of have to figure out what the book is, but it being this book, I feel like they put a description on the back. So here's crossing our fingers that I'm right. And I'm right. When Clary Frey heads out to the Pandemonium Club in New York City, she hardly expects to witness a murder. Good old Clary. The start of everything. Oh my god. I didn't even realize that this was like a paperback copy that had the book sticker on it. I didn't look at it at all when I pulled it off the shelf, and it's been a long time since I've read these. Oh, that's so funny. Man, 2012 was such a time. Number 17 is, without looking, is there an author photo? This is going to be a total shot in the dark for me. And the coordinate is 10, 7, so 5, 10. So this is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. And it's got a bookmark in it, so that's neato. It's not a bookmark, it's a tag, and I just pulled the whole thing out. Not that I remember what was happening in the story when I put this book down. But I'm gonna say, does Mackenzie Lee seem like the kind of person who would put her picture in the back of her book? I don't know, because I don't know what kind of person Mackenzie Lee is, because this is the first book I ever bought by her. I haven't read it. I'm gonna say no. And I was wrong. There is an author photo. In case you needed further proof that I suck. Okay, number 18, without looking it up, is the author using a pen name, and that is 2414. So 24 is all the way over here. I'll be back. The book is Beauty and the Beast Lost in a Book, an enchanting original story from New York Times bestselling author Jennifer Donnelly. I don't think she's using a pen name. I really feel like she's not. I know she has a lot of books. Her name does sound particularly authory, but I think it's hers. So I'm going to Google it. So I'm going to disappear because my computer's down here. So Jennifer Donnelly doesn't use a pen name. I was right and I get the point. Hey, the dishwasher stopped. Okay. Number 19, without looking, what POV is the book in? Again, it is the second shelf, and it is book number 19. Okay, so the book for the POV is By Light Betrayed by Sherry Rensler. I actually know Sherry personally. She's a bro. This is a book of vampire poetry, so it's just a bunch of poems There are like some poems that are in first person. I don't think that there are any that are in third person, but I'd have to look. Then there are other poems that are just like not in a person at all, or they're like talking directly to you, the reader. So there's not really a POV, but that's me getting the point. It's all luck of the draw. Alrighty, number 20. Without looking, are there any pictures or graphics? And the book is shelf number 24, the book number 15. So again, I'll be over there. Are there any pictures or graphics? It's the Korean edition of Phantom of the Opera. I don't think there are. Let's take a look. Yeah, no pictures, no graphics, just straight up that beautiful, beautiful Black Sea Korean language. Amen. Just for reference, that Phantom book was right next to my Korean copy of Mockingjay, so. Okay. Number 21. Without looking, is there an epilogue? Shelf 17, book 22, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh God. Okay. So the book is Finale by Stephanie Garber, which is the third and final book in the Caraval series, and which has a whole poster on the inside cover. What the heck? I didn't know that was there. So the reason that I didn't know that was there is because I listened to all of those books on audio. The series is narrated by Rebecca Solera, who did all of this series, who does most of Marissa Meyer's books as well, like the Lunar Chronicles, and she did Heartless, she did Renegades and everything. And I really like Rebecca Solera as a narrator. So I listened to all of these on audio. So I don't know. Because like the physical copy of the book isn't jogging any memories. But let's say, oh, computer dead again. Oh, what the frickle frack? Sorry, technology. I'm gonna say that since this is the third and final book in a trilogy, that there is an epilogue. But don't hold out hope for me. Glossary. Encore. So there's the ending. There's the true ending, and then there's the encore. So I'm gonna say that the encore is technically an epilogue. Fight me. Number 22. Without looking, is there a prologue? And again, it is shelf number 2, and it is book number 9. So the book is Who Could That Be at This Hour? It is All the Wrong Questions number 1. It's by Lemony Snicket. I'm going to say there is not a prologue, but knowing Lemony Snicket, there's gonna be, so. Chapter 1, no prologue. I'm just like spitballing all of these. Like I don't feel like I know my books the way that other people on this website know their books. So, but whatever. Number 23, Without Looking, is the book signed? Shelf 15, number 13, 5, 10, 15. It was Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. This book is not signed. I wish it was. It's the 10th anniversary special edition collection. The only book in the Hunger Games trilogy, because I have 3 copies of the trilogy that's signed, is the first book, but it's actually my original hardcover, and the book itself wasn't signed. It was a book plate that I won in a trivia competition, and then I stuck that into that first book. So to answer the question, no, my 10th anniversary edition of Catching Fire is not signed. Question 24. We are 4 away from the ending, and I am so excited. Without looking, do the page numbers have a design above, below, or not at all? And the book is shelf 6, book 17. So, oh no. My Archie shelf. So this is a really old ass Archie's Double Digest. It doesn't really have page numbers. Yeah, so I'm gonna say it doesn't really have page numbers at all. It does have page, well, so it has like page numbers within each comic. Does that count as like page numbers? And they don't really have designs unless you count like the whole comic panel as a design. Oh man, I love, there's this comic where Archie goes grocery shopping and he shows his dad how to grocery shop well, and that's how like I learned how to grocery shop well. Like always getting the produce that's at the bottom of the stack, looking at the marbling on a piece of meat. Anyways, I don't know if I said there were no page numbers and I was wrong-ish, so I'm not gonna give myself the point. But I mean, yeah, it's so old that the cover fell off. I don't even know, like this is the last page of the first comic in this book. I don't know what happened to the rest of this comic. Okay, number 25, without looking, do the chapter headers have designs? Shelf 16, book 23, 5, 10, 15, 16. Okay. The book is One Day by David Nichols, the movie tie-in cover. I'm gonna say they don't have a design, but it's been like a solid chunk of time since I read this book, so. No design. Nothing. Just words. What a sad, I'd cry. Number 26, without looking, are the acknowledgements in the front or the back? And that is shelf number 5, book number 6. This might be a problem. We shall see. Yeah, so I'm not gonna use an atlas. It was the illustrated picture atlas of the world. I'm not using an atlas to tell you that there are no acknowledgements in the atlas. I feel like that's not fair at all. So we're gonna do shelf 24, book number 6. And that book is This Savage Song by I almost said V.E. Schwab. It's Victoria Schwab, but it's same person. So This Savage Song, I'm going to say a solid. She has the acknowledgements in the back because that's where acknowledgements belong. Not to like be a hoe to the people that are being acknowledged, but it's like giving a speech at the end of like a thing. You're like, oh, thank you guys so much for coming to my show. I really couldn't have done this without such and so people. Like you get your turn to speak when it's over. So I'm going to say they're in the back. Oh yeah, and this is also, no it's not, is it? Yeah, it's a signed tip-in. Prelude. I also listened to this audiobook. Yeah, acknowledgements are on like the back page. Also, what's really funny about this copy of this book, so I got this book in uppercase, right around when I had started doing uppercase. And so like the book is like up vertically. Like I can show you like, this is the way that the book is supposed to be oriented with the cover. And this is the way the spine is. But then on the hardback, the spine is printed upside down. So that was fun. That was like one of the first times that I had like taken the time to look at a book naked too, and then it was weird, so. Okay, number 27, without looking, what year was the book published? Shelf number 11, book number 8. Oh god, when were these books published? These books were published in like so the book is The Horse and His Boy by C.S. Lewis. Weren't they in like the 60s? Wasn't it like that long ago? I'm gonna say like 1964. Sounds like a good year. But I bet these were done in like the 80s, these copies. 1954, copyright renewed 1982. C.S. Lewis, did he die in 1963? Okay, so I was 10 years off. This first Harper Trophy edition was 1994. So like I had 3 out of the 4 numbers for both the copyright date and the date of this edition. Oh, and it's on the back too, the copyright. But yeah, I failed that, so whatever. The final question, we have made it, my friends, is without looking, what year did you read this book? That is shelf number 3, book number 12. It's either going to be I don't remember or I can tell you the answer, because like I can't guess an answer and then verify it necessarily. That's not how my life works. So shelf 3, number 12. So this is James Baldwin's The Fire Next Time. I definitely read this in early 2018 because I read it for a class. It was my last class of college. Well, my last semester of college. I read it for a civil rights class. So, yeah. 2018. I won. Okay, so I just counted and I think I got 22 points, like maybe like a 22 and a half. I don't remember, there were like the ones where I said I got a quarter point and a half a point, then I just decided to count the whole thing, for the sake of me not knowing. But so yeah, that was the How Well Do I Know My Books challenge. If you'd like to tell me anything, you can leave a comment. If you did the How Well Do I Know My Books challenge, also comment that below, because my YouTube feed is not exclusively booktube, and so like it's really rough to dig out the ones that aren't like the most popular ones out there. So I'd love to see some others. Thank you for coming to this video. Subscribe if you want to occasionally see when I post a random video with like 8 months in between. Yeah. I really need to come up with a better outro for these things. I guess I'll see you in the next video.